Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Aegis Eclipse. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Thank you to Zero Grav for flying this ship so I can get the best angles. Now moving on here to this ship here, the Aegis Eclipse. The Eclipse is quite the torpedo bomber, but it has its drawbacks and much more even recently depending on the target that you are attacking. Let's go ahead and get into it. This ship here is $300 if you were to buy it on the Pledge Store, or if you buy it in game, it is $7,938,000 aUEC. Now that price tag is not terrible for the in-game price if you're looking to go out there and potentially destroy big ships with only one torpedo, and that's because this ship is a torpedo bomber. Now this ship does have a claim time of 16 minutes and 32 seconds and a 5-minute and 30-second expedited claim time. Now, your pilot does get 2 guns on it, but only a total of 350 damage per second using 2 size 2 CF227 Badgers, which is honestly not enough to do really anything to anybody out there, especially mixed with your poor speed and maneuverability. And with that, you do have the main component of the ship, and that is the torpedoes, and they are 3 size 9 Argos 9 torpedoes, and let's talk about that. This thing is a designated torpedo bomber, and I should say stealth torpedo bomber, because it is extremely stealthy, but you only get 3 of these torpedoes, and there's a very good chance, no matter the target that you're engaging, you're going to have a couple complications with that. First of all, the Argos 9s is a cross-section torpedo, so if the ship does not have a big cross-section, you will not ever get a lock with those, so it's recommended to swap these torpedoes out as soon as you can. Maybe the electromagnetic ones, those are pretty good. But then after that, you do have to take into account now what ships you're attacking. As you see on screen here, attacking PvE targets, they now engage just like they have in the past. But now that the servers are getting better and better as time goes on, these AI are engaging your torpedoes as they're on the way to the target. And with the torpedoes being so slow, they 90% of the time are going to be taken out of the equation. Unless you attack a ship like this one here on screen, the Constellation, which does not have turrets in the most, great place to defend its ship against something like this, or the AI is just blind and they didn't rotate and take out that, massive torpedo coming at you at a pretty slow pace. So there's a good chance out of those 3 torpedoes, you're only going to hit 1 out of the 3, or none of them. There's even that chance. Now that ships are also getting point defense cannons, which also remove your ability to launch, drop a whole load of torpedoes, run, and watch these targets explode. It's just becoming more and more complicated for a ship like this to exist without any sort of support helping you remove the turrets or the PDCs from the equation, allowing your ship to become somewhat useful. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to get your lucky hits or you're going to catch somebody off guard while their ship is facing the wrong direction. Then you can definitely have a great time with that. And when it happens, it's just uber exciting. The ship explodes and you just walk away going, yeah, one shot, didn't even see me, they're a goner, right? That's what this ship is made for. Now, outside of that, if you get attacked, you have only 2 size 1 shield generators, giving you 2100 bubble shield. Now, it's a stealth ship, so it's a stealth component, so your shield's going to be a lot less, which that's kind of understandable given the role of the ship. But honestly, you can swap into a better shield generator, as the shields aren't going to change your EM rating too drastically. So I'd say up your shield strength if you can, when you can. Now, you also have 27,044 ship HP, which you would think is quite a bit, but again, it's spread throughout a lot of these pieces on the ship, but it does allow you to take a few hits before you ultimately go down. Now, you do have a top speed of 202 SCM, which that actually was nerfed. Before, it was a lot more than that. It was around 220 to 230, and now it is much less, which is just too bad. So now you're moving a lot slower. You do have a 500 forward boost and a 215 backwards boost with a top nav speed of 1050. But again, your top speed is not really allowing you to escape a situation to where you're spotted. So as long as you continue to use that fantastic EM rating and your cross section is tiny, you're not going to have any problems because nobody will even know that you are there. Just when you drop a torpedo, move instantly away from that location because they will be able to track with how slow that torpedo was exactly where you came from. Now, you do have a maneuverability of 33, 33, 110 with a pitch yaw roll of 40, 40, 132. Once again, your maneuverability and your speed and the fact that your torpedoes have a big chance of being shot down, this is a very complicated ship to use. Now, that's not to say, again, that it's not beautiful and fun to fly, and sometimes you get those awesome hits, but you just got to take into the fact that when you drop all 3 torpedoes, you have 2 options. Spend 890,000 aUEC, or reclaim your ship and wait the 5.5 minutes with a UEC cost on top of expediting to get your ship back fully loaded with torpedoes. But in the end, you're just going to be rinse, wash, and repeat. If your first 3 torpedoes didn't do anything, there's a good chance your next set isn't going to do much either. It's probably going to be a ship you only use in certain circumstances or just stealth operations or running from point A to point B with that in mind. Now, you do have 9 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel, allowing you to jump around quite considerably a lot before you need to refuel, which is kind of fun. But then again, I mean, this ship is, again, limited by only having 3 torpedoes, so you're probably going to go back to rearm anyways. I mean, having a big fuel tank doesn't seem to change much if you have to go back and rearm. Might as well just throw some more fuel in there. Now, the ship does have the ability to, if you go to the cockpit and you hold F, you can definitely open up your storage and have, access to putting some storage in there, a few guns, a few pieces of armor, what you need to do. So if you're jumping around from bunker to bunker, just using this ship as a stealth taxi, you're definitely in the right area for that. So no worries there. Like I said, it's very stealthy at the max right now with this ship. I'm not spotted from anywhere over 2 kilometers. 1.5 kilometer away is typically where I'm getting pinged at, and that's impressive because you can literally walk up to somebody and knock on their windshield before they even see you. So it's just all about that torpedo being spotted from 10 miles away. So make sure you launch when you're either really close or against a ship that maybe won't attack back and destroy it. Now with that, this ship does get an 81 out of 100, as you can see on screen. I give it somewhat of a higher score just because it is an effective ship when you use it in the right situation, but it doesn't get a perfect 10 out of 10 with the torpedoes since they are pretty unreliable. Your firepower is just extremely lacking for a military ship. Even though it's a military stealth bomber, the guns aren't going to do much for you. Its other biggest drawback is the maneuverability and speed, but that's not really too much of a concern because you are a bomber. You're supposed to just go in a straight line, drop your ordnance, and take off, right? So overall, 81 out of 100. Now, also, here is a nice little cockpit view for you to check out. The ship's view is very slim. It's very mailbox, but it's very beautiful. It feels very stealthy. It feels like you're doing some sort of reconnaissance mission, and it just couldn't be more fun, right, with that idea. It's just the launching your torpedo and then spending 980,000. That's not so much fun. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this look at the Eclipse again. And we have quite a few new ships coming to us here soon with Invictus, which I will be taking a look at as soon as possible. Next week, I will not be here due to my son's birthday, which I'm truly excited about. But the second I get back, there will be videos flowing in regards to any new ships that released while I was gone. Otherwise, I really appreciate you all being here and watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next one. Boom, hit me.